Hello, my name is Patrick McDevitt. I'm a systems analyst with Student Affairs, and I just want to demonstrate some of the different systems that we have here at IUP to help you get ready for when you come to campus. One is our interactive map. It's at map.iup.edu. This allows you to locate different buildings and resources on campus, broken down by what type of resource they are. One thing I like to point out are the different campus labs. If you click on computer labs, it'll show you a breakdown of where a number of the labs are. I usually like to point out the 4 public labs. There's a public lab in Eberly Hall, room 110. That's where you'll register for classes. There's one on the first floor of Stapleton Library, and actually Stapleton Library is open what they call 24/5, which means it opens on Sunday night and doesn't close again until Friday night. And that means if you have to work on a paper at 3 in the morning on Tuesday, you can go to Stapleton Library, do the research, work on it in the computer lab, and print it out there. There's also a public lab in the Humanities Building and one in Straight Hall. Now there's also over 50 college and departmental labs across campus. These are mainly for specialized software. So if you have any classes where you have to utilize any specialized software, you'd be able to find them in these college or departmental labs. We also have what are called our residential computing centers. These are located in the suite style buildings and residence halls. These are open 24 hours a day for students who live in those buildings, but they're also available to the rest of campus between 7:30 a.m. and 8 p.m. Now our printing services on campus are through our Uniprint system. It's sort of like a copying machine. You use your iCard to pull your print job, and it's 5 cents a page to print. Those are located in all the public labs, residential computing centers, and many of the college and departmental labs. Now other things that you can find using this tool is if you're living on campus, you can locate where your residence hall is. So say you're living in Northern Suites, it'll show you where Northern Suites is located and also give you some information about it. And if you have a meal plan, you can choose dining facilities, and it'll show all the different dining facilities. And when you click on them, it'll actually give you a breakdown of what venues are in those dining facilities. Now if you've downloaded the mobile app, the mobile app actually has this built into it, and you can use the map to actually find your way around campus and use the GPS in your phone to find the best way across campus using the walkways. Also, it's recommended if you did download the mobile app that you enable notifications, because you can get notifications through the mobile app on things like when you can register for classes, when your grades are available, things like that. Okay, the next site I'd like to show you is the iAccount site. This is what you use to look up your account information initially, but you also have the option of using it to change your password if you've forgotten it or if it's expired. You can always click on Forgot Your IUP Network Password. You can enter in your account information and click Change Password, and you'll receive a text message on your cell phone, and you can use that text message to then reset your password. Now your IUP network account is only valid for 180 days, so if you're changing it today, 180 days from now it will expire. And if it does expire and you can't change it through the portal, you can always go back to iAccounts and change it here. You'll also have the option, if you didn't put a cell phone number in, that you can register or edit a cell phone number. You would be asked to log in to do that. This is with your network account information, and once you've logged in, you can then register a cell phone number, or if you've lost or you've gotten a new cell phone because you're just coming to campus, you can change it and put your new cell phone number in. Okay, now I want to show you the MyIUP portal. It's just my.iup.edu. You'll be asked to log in with your network credentials. Now the portal is basically built every time you log in. It looks to see what campus you're on, what major you were in, what special groups you're in, like the Honors College if you're a veteran. It also looks to see if you've attended orientation or not, and you'll notice that my Start Here section looks a little different from yours, because I'm set up as if I'm new incoming freshman who's already attended orientation. And one of the things you'll notice is there's no link there now for signing up for orientation since you've already attended, but you do have these Hawk 101 courses. Now these are basically courses in our learning management system, D2L, that they've set up so that you can get familiarized with the university before you come in the fall. And basically you just can click onto these, they'll take you right into the learning management system, D2L, and you can click on it, and this is a way to sort of familiarize yourself both with IUP and with the learning management system before you come in the fall. So we really recommend that you go through and do these classes. They're basically they're just informational. There's no grade or anything, but it's something helpful for you before you get here in the fall. Also on the MyIUP homepage is the quick links section. I like to point out that this is because when you log into the portal, it saves your credentials. That means you can get into other systems without having to re-enter your credentials. That also means that you always want to remember to close your browser when you're done, especially if you're in a lab. Close the browser and log off the machine because you don't want anyone accidentally getting in to your account when they get on the machine. One of the things I also like to point out is the iHelp link. This takes you in to the IT Support Center's iHelp system. You can do this if you're having problems, maybe you're having problems, any technical ones, maybe with your wireless or with your email account. You can click on this and log a call with them and they'll get back to you. There's also an announcement section that's triggered to you, an alert section. This is where you might get alerts if you have a hold on your account or if there's something you need to do right away. They'll put an alert out there for you. Under the academic section, there is information on registering for classes. This is where you would look up your schedule. This is where you would see your grades. Under finance, you would see how to look up your financial aid package. You would see where you could pay your bill. Under campus life, there's information about getting involved on campus, what kind of events are going on, when the fitness and recreation centers are open and where they are. Campus services, I always like to point out that under the housing and residence living section, you can click to find out who your roommate is and what your roommate assignment is. So that's always a good one that students are looking for. You can also, if you're looking to have a car on campus, you can look at parking account information. If you haven't entered in your vaccinations on the health service website, you can click on there and it'll take you right in. You won't have to log in again to enter that information. Under personal information, I like to point out the emergency text messaging sign-up system. This is basically, we have an emergency text messaging system here on campus where we can send a text or voicemail message out to everyone who's on the system. This is in place in case there's ever an emergency like an active shooter situation or a weather event where we need to get as much information out to as many people as possible. So this is something we do ask you to sign up for. You can either sign up for it or decline it, but you have to do one of those two things before the next time you register, because about the middle of the fall semester they'll look to see who hasn't signed up for the service and who hasn't declined it. And if you haven't done one of those two things, they will put a hold on your account until you do. This is also where you can reset your passwords. When you click on there, it'll basically show you have three choices. The two I'm talking about today are your network and your email password, and you'll notice that they have different expiration dates. That's because they are two different accounts and they can have different passwords. And your network password does expire. It expires every 180 days, but your email password doesn't. But you should change it on a regular basis just for security's sake. But basically, to change them, you just click on the boxes, click select and proceed, and then you'll be asked to enter a password and then to confirm it. Okay, I want to move on to IUP's email system. You can access it via the web at imail.iup.edu. Now, your IUP email is your primary means of communication with the university, so it's important you check it on a regular basis. You can either access it through this web system, or you can also access it on your phone or other mobile devices or other email clients using our IMAP server. One thing I like to point out is that on occasion we do get what are known as phishing emails. Here's an example of one. These are from outside entities. They look like they're coming from IUP. They'll have some issue, usually technical saying, concerning your mailbox quota, or we're going to upgrade the email server. And what they're trying to do is get you to give them your login information so that they can hack your account and do identity theft. So what you want to do is you always want to make sure, if you see an email like this, as you can see, this did not come from anyone at IUP, so that's one red flag. Another red flag is if you highlight the link, you'll see it doesn't come from an IUP site, it comes from a whole different site. So you don't want to click on this, you just want to delete it. If you're not sure if it is a phishing attempt or not, you can forward this email to abuse@iup.edu and they'll get back to you and let you know, but 9 times out of 10 this is just a phishing scam. You want to be wary of these. I want to talk a little bit about our wireless system. We have a very extensive wireless system here at IUP. One of the ways that you can sign up for the wireless system is that you can use our iConnect site. It's iConnect.iup.edu, and you can do this on your mobile device through your broadband, or if you're on the wired network, you can do it through the wired to set up the wireless. Basically, this sets up a 5-year certificate on your device so that once you set it up, for the next 5 years, you don't have to worry about doing anything with the wireless. You basically set it up using your network account information, and once it's set up, it installs a certificate on your device. So that saves you from, if you do change your network password, you don't have to go to each of your devices and reset your password on them to be able to get on the Wi-Fi, because it will when you change your network password. If you do it the traditional way, where you just use your network username and password to get on the wireless, every time you change your network password, you're going to have to reset it on each of your devices to get back on the wireless. We also have a wired network set up for iConnect. This is if you're in the suite style buildings or residence halls to plug into the wired network. We do recommend you use the wired network when you're in the suite style buildings and you're doing academic work, basically because it's just a more robust connection, even though we do have an extensive wireless set up. If you do want to do, you're working on a quiz or a project online, you always want to have the best connection possible. We do allow other devices on the wired network, things like game machines, Xbox Ones, PS4, streaming media devices like Blu-ray players with wired ports and smart TVs with wired ports. You just have to register those devices, and we have a site that you can go to. It's www.iup.edu/resnet with information on how to register those devices. Basically, if you click on the "How do I connect to my computer or network or device to connect my device on the internet," and scroll down, there's a section on how to look up those MAC addresses on those different devices, and then how you register them on the network registration page. So basically, you'll be asked again for your network account information, and you'll be given the ResNet game registration page. And basically, this information, again, you can find this on your device, but if you have trouble finding it on your device, you can give the ResNet office a call at 724-357-2596, and they can look, and if they can see the MAC address of the device on the network, if you're plugged into the network, they can give that back to you so you can enter it in and register your device. 2 final notes on the IT Support Center. It's located in Delaney Hall within the courtyard, so you can access it via the breezeway in the courtyard there, and it's open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. during the semester. And they do have a session at the beginning of the semester. They have longer hours, and you can take your laptop there, and they can help you get it set up on the wireless and make sure you have virus protection, things like that. The IT Support Center also has a Twitter feed. It's just IUP IT Support, and it's a good one to follow if you're on Twitter, because it will give you updates about whenever there's any phishing scams going on or any technology updates. Also, IUP has a Twitter feed. It's IUP-EDU, and if you follow it, you'll get additional updates. The next site I'd like to show you is the IT Support Center website. The IT Support Center is basically where you go for all your technology needs. I always like to show you the software page. IUP has a number of softwares that are available to IUP students at no cost. One is Office. Actually, you can use your IUP email address to set up an account with Microsoft, and you can download Microsoft Office on up to 5 different devices, and both Mac or Windows based, or they even have some tablet versions. So that's one nice piece of software you can get. We also have Sophos, which is an antivirus program. Sophos is nice because not only is there no charge to you for the software, but there's no charge for any updates. So you can basically, as long as you're on the network, it'll keep itself up to date and you don't have to worry about paying for updates. We also have a package called Malwarebytes. Malwarebytes is a anti-malware program that runs in the background and protects your machine from malware that might be on advertisements on websites. Also on the IT Support Center website, I like to point out the peer-to-peer networks page. We do ask you not to use peer-to-peer network software while you're on IUP's network. That's things like BitTorrent, FrostWire, LimeWire, because we do get what are known as takedown complaints whenever copyrighted material is being shared out from IUP's network. Most of the time, all this entails is if we get a complaint, a student's machine will be disabled, and then we'll work with the student to get that software off the machine so we're in compliance with the complaint. Once this is done, we can get your network access reactivated and you can get back online. But we have in the past been subpoenaed by these outside agencies for student information when we've received these types of takedown notices, and I do know some students were actually sued for sharing out copyrighted material. So for your own protection, please don't use these types of softwares on IUP's network. We also ask if you do bring a wireless printer to campus that you disable the wireless on the printer because they don't have the ability to get on IUP's wireless network, but they will cause additional traffic on the wireless network and can cause you some problems with your other network devices. So if you can disable that, we'd appreciate that also. It's usually just pressing a button on the printer itself and then using a USB cable to connect to it.